Hello, and welcome to my channel, Pixel Bites Human. Today we're going to be talking about the latest craze to hit the tech world, ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a revolutionary new technology developed by OpenAI, the leading organization for artificial intelligence research. It has been making waves in the tech community and has quickly gone viral for its incredible ability to generate human-like text based on input from a user. But before we dive into some examples of how ChatGPT is being used, let's take a moment to understand the history of OpenAI and the technology behind ChatGPT. OpenAI was founded in 2015 by a group of high-profile tech entrepreneurs and researchers, including Elon Musk and Sam Altman. The goal of the organization was to promote and develop friendly AI that would benefit humanity as a whole. In the years since its founding, OpenAI has made significant strides in the field of AI, including the development of GPT, or Generative Pre-trained Transformer. GPT is a type of natural language processing technology that's able to generate human-like text based on input from a user. ChatGPT builds on the success of GPT and allows users to have real-time conversations with AI. This has sparked a wide range of potential applications, from helping with customer service inquiries to creating engaging content for social media. Now that we have a better understanding of the history and technology behind ChatGPT, let's jump into some examples of how it's being used and the impact it's having on the world. Except, I already showed you an example. Every word you've heard from the beginning of this video was written by ChatGPT. How incredible is that? It's essentially an extremely advanced version of the word predictions your phone gives you when you text, but its ability to generate large bodies of text that are relevant, coherent, and follow a logical flow are what surprised and impressed me the most. It's these qualities that allow it to actually be useful in an impressively wide variety of tasks. And while sometimes it provides overly confident, incorrect responses, it's a great starting point for inspiring or framing your work. What would have taken me a couple hours to script, it was able to do in 36 seconds. After playing around with ChatGPT for a couple weeks, I think its strengths can be categorized into three main buckets. The first is creative writing, the second is search, and the third is coding and debugging. For creative writing, I think the introduction to this video is an excellent example of its ability to write creatively. And in my last video where I interviewed GPT-3, it was able to develop a poem for me and explain why it chose certain words and phrases. If you haven't watched that video, look in the description below. But ChatGPT is taking it a step further. People are using it to write resumes, to write rental contracts, even write scripts for their favorite TV shows. And in this example, I was able to have ChatGPT write an episode from The Office where Michael drives his toy Tesla around the office. You can see that it writes the episode like a screenplay. This is likely because ChatGPT was trained on the internet. More specifically, on the equivalent of 32 million pages of text. And it's entirely possible that there are some scripts of The Office within its training dataset. If you are a fan of The Office, you can tell that it's not simply writing a random script about a person riding around an office. While it's not perfect, it does contain a hint of authenticity. Pulling this feeling out of the words shows the dramatic improvement that language learning models have made over the past couple years. Okay, the second bucket is search, as in the activity Google uses to generate most of their revenue. I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent here, but stick with me. So yesterday I was making food, and I'm not that great of a cook, so as I normally do, I asked Google how to marinate shrimp to get a Middle Eastern flavor. I was greeted with 11,800,000 results, and after picking one of the first few options, seemingly at random, I then scrolled through what seemed like an endless amount of pictures and ads to get to the information that I wanted. It reminded me of the feeling of standing in front of a shelf of thousands of flavors of pasta sauce at the grocery store and struggling to make a decision. At this point, I had been playing with ChatGPT for a couple weeks now, and it was slowly becoming a part of my life. So I tried asking ChatGPT, and personally, I preferred this approach. The shrimp ended up being delicious, and I didn't have to spend much energy or time getting the results I wanted. As OpenAI continues to improve on GPT and the results become increasingly relevant and accurate, I can see ChatGPT becoming a good search engine. Okay, let's jump into the last bucket, which is coding. I love investments in finance, and I've created a tracker that helps me manage all of the investments I've made. But one thing that's always plagued me is it's a very manual process, and I've always wanted to automate it, but I never really had the skills to do so. So I asked ChatGPT if it could write me a Python script that, when initiated, would pop up a form for me to fill out and prompt me to enter information such as the ticker, the quantity, the buy price, and the date that I purchased the investment. I would then need it to create a new row on the spreadsheet and input those values. My expectation initially was that it would simply write the code and I could copy it. However, as you can see, it started guiding me through the process of what I would need to actually implement the code, including how to connect to Google API to update the spreadsheet and the libraries that I would need to install to have the script work. Not having a lot of coding experience, there was a lot that I didn't realize I needed to do to get this to work, and ChatGPT made it pretty easy to follow along. I started having what felt like a natural conversation with it to make sure the code had what I needed and I understood what I needed to do to actually use it. At this point, it felt as if I was talking to a coder that I had hired to complete the task. Its answers were concise, easy to follow, and educational. Next, following its instructions, I created an API key and asked it to replace the placeholder in the code with my actual key, and it did so without any issue. This shows the power of ChatGPT's ability to recall what it had done earlier in the conversation and apply it to its current prompt. I then asked it where to find the document ID. It even gave me an example to look at, which I thought was funny. After I found it, it updated the code again for me. After the code was updated, I asked if there was anything else I needed to do, and it reiterated that I would still need to install the libraries. I then asked it to include everything I needed into one set of code so that I can simply copy and paste it. I was completely shocked at what had just happened, and after showing my dad, who's typically skeptical of the value of AI, he responded by asking if there was a human on the other side. To which I thought, we've officially passed the Turing test. Overall, I would say that ChatGPT's ability to code and guide users to using the code makes it extremely powerful for people who have little to no coding experience, and can help improve the efficiency and productivity of people who code for a living. So here are my final thoughts. I enjoy tracking the developments of AI, and my friends have grown accustomed to me blowing up their phones with the latest developments. But what I've realized with ChatGPT is that everyone is using it, and sometimes for real-world applications. I have friends using it to help build a resume, to summarize an article, and even to develop a marriage proposal. And the best part is OpenAI is offering ChatGPT as a free research preview while they improve the AI. All you have to do is go to openai.com and create an account. Go play around with it and leave all the interesting things you found in the comments below. Subscribe for more AI content, and thanks for stopping by.